So we know that all of us don't show up every day to the IPA, but we always have in that 300 to 400 range, but it's not always the same 300 or 400. So I'm just going to mention again what we mentioned on Monday, except I'm going to spend the time on something that's nobody's seen. It's only going to take just 2 or 3 minutes to keep everybody really focused on this call. But one of the things that Bren or I or any other leader, we get these calls from people that don't understand why their businesses are not doing what XYZ's business is doing. And there's a lot that goes into it. And some of it's just you haven't hit the right people yet. But I can very quickly in our system of growth go to a person's website, and I'm sorry, their Facebook page or Instagram or both, and I can see very quickly are they actually doing what the people who are making money are doing. And 99.99% of the time they're not. It's just like with the drops. When I get put on these break my plateau calls, once I actually get the person I'm talking to loosen up a little bit, it's very easy to find things they're putting in their coffee, bananas in their protein shake. Like we're just, it's not hard. There's little bitty things that make all the difference in the world in everything. So, especially in business, it's the little things of your daily routine that are going to set the stage for your financial independence one day. And if you get the routine set up wrong, then you end up putting a lot of time into something that does not create your financial independence one day. So, we're going to talk next week about the direct approach. I know that Todd Falcone last on his call talked about the direct approach to the professional, which is really how I built my whole business. This passive approach is fairly new to me, but it does work. And I have people come to me. I sign up at least one person a week, it seems like now, through this passive approach. And for those of you that love to sell skinny drops and make retail money, it just works. So just make sure, I'm just going to read them. I'm not going to go into them today, but just make sure that you post 2 times a day at 9 and 3. Make sure that you work your messenger. Like you have to conversate with these people. Do not get off the scripts. If you're selling 300 boxes and you got your own scripts, wonderful. But if you're not selling anything, what you're saying is not working. Use the scripts. We know they work. And the big one that I am going to talk about today and that I want to get a lot of IPAs on is when you sell these drops, we've got to convert them to brand partners. If we just sell drops, we don't follow up with our customers, we don't get them in Facebook groups, and we don't convert early and often, all of us will be disappointed with the long-term outcome if that's the way we work our business. We want to add reels and stories and lives to that. You heard Sherry Key talking yesterday. She's one of the best. I think she sold 280 boxes her first month in the first month she launched in the system. And but she's really good at adding lives. I know that she did a live very early on when she launched selling. She didn't have any success yet. She just said she was going on a health journey. She was out getting ready to go for a little walk and asking anybody wanted to go on that health journey with her. And she sold all kind of boxes that day. We talk about adding new friends all the time. So if you do go add 10 new friends a day, you go comment on their stuff, build them into your algorithms, and one of those end up buying and or converting to a brand partner, please share that with us on this IPA so we can see exactly how you did it. And then, the boosting groups, I think, is one of the things that people stay confused about, especially our new people. They don't really understand what that means. But you want a group of maybe 6 people to a dozen people that you're in this text thread with, that when you do, or messenger thread, that when you do make a post, that you let them know to go comment on it, and they will go what we call boost your post, and it gives you better algorithms out there. The what all the women say is that 5 words or more. And then I'm going to encourage you. This will kind of keep you disciplined, following up with your customers. But if you'll text your customers daily or every other day, and ask them very positive questions. Don't ask open-ended questions like how you like the drops. Well, everybody's negative by nature. Say, are those drops working as good for you as they were for me? I'm so excited. Tell me how much weight you lost today. Like, give them some action comments where they have to like give you positive results back unless there's really a negative thing going on. And if there is, you're going to get them on the phone with somebody that can break their plateau. You're going to go to Michelle McKay's YouTube channel. She does a drop talk every Monday night. She records them. She puts them up. I think they're on Britt's channel too. You're going to watch some of those breaking plateau videos. But when they give you a positive response, you're going to screenshot it and you're going to put it on your Facebook post. The girls that sell the most do this a lot, and it creates this overwhelming body of evidence for your viewers. Make sure you plug them into your Facebook groups. Check in, as I said, with the customers all the time. help breaking plateaus. We've already covered that. Get them in a contest if the company runs one, and then start educating them. They really get educated in these groups on other products, which they end up buying other products. And then, maybe drip either some of our better product websites or Dr. Crystal or now a Dr. Plant or a Dr. Strand video out there on them. And then I'm going to get over here to, oh, I lost it. This part. If you want to create financial independence here, this is where we don't hear enough IPAs on this. We want to convert these customers to brand partners, and we want to do it early and often. So when someone asks me about the drops, I use the scripts verbatim, mainly because it saves me time. And I just hit them. I get the answers questions all the way up till they ask me how much they are, or I recognize who I might be talking to, and I just on a friendship will say something like this. So you can use this script anytime that you want to in the process. And a lot of you have a 1, 2, 3 script out there. This is not better than that. This is just an example. But it says, when somebody asks me how much they are, I say, yes, these drops are $167 retail, but you can do what I did and get a virtual nutrition store for $29.95 and get them in bulk for less than $100 a box. That leaves me open-ended for when I get on the Zoom with them, that I can sell them either a 4, 10, or 30 pack. I haven't pigeonholed myself in anywhere when I just say less than $100 a box. Anybody in their right mind will want to know how they can save $67 a box. So most people are going to say, tell me more. If you want them for free or to make money, I can show you how. So when they say yes to that, that gives me a little bit more of an open door. But when they say yes, I'm interested. That is where the IPA becomes so important, that if you're newer and you're not good at this, you cannot do this on your own. You're going to fail a lot more than you have success. Everybody needs a running partner. Hopefully that's somebody really good in your upline that's on standby to do those 3-ways or Zooms with you. But it can be sidelined, somebody that's doing really well, that converts really well. Talk to them. And if you'll just not only use somebody that does it well, but if you'll watch them and study them and listen to them, within 4 or 5 people, you're going to be able to duplicate that and go help other people. And I do that all the time. That I'm not the best converter. Susan Cameron is on the ones I'll get to work with. Susan Cameron and Susan Frank are my best converters. So when I'm with them, I literally video them, I study them, I listen to every word they say. I hear how they overcome the objections, and I'll tell you some 2 or 3 things that I picked up from them that made all the difference. One was, we don't say ultimate or 30 pack, we say top pay. You want to come in at top pay. Well, who doesn't want to come in at top pay? The second thing that they do, that this is the miraculous part, that this is where it flipped on a dime for me, the aha moment, is obviously a 30 pack here in the States is 2,300. In Canada, it's plus 3,000 when you put those 3 10 packs together. So, I know what time frame we live in. 7 or 8 people in 10 do not have a couple thousand, $3,000 sitting around free disposable income. It's hard living out there. So everybody will have the initial reaction. I can't afford that. Don't know if I want to do that. All those kinds of things. Sorry about that. Didn't realize my camera was off. All those kinds of things. But what those girls do is they don't focus on the cost. They focus on the return. So when they say, I can't afford 2,300, well, girl, you're the one that needs to do this, because I'm going to help you make your post. I'm going to help show you how to do this. And we're going to sell all 30 this month. And when you sell 30, you're going to make $3,000, all your money back, and $3,000 profit. And if you can get people focused on top pay and making money, not spending money, it changes the whole dynamic there. So what we want to do, as much as possible, you'll have some IPAs today that aren't, somebody say my camera's still off.
You got it
You're
now.
going to have, okay. So some of those IPAs today may not tie directly to what I just talked about, but if anybody has IPAs on the conversion and doing the conversion correctly, meaning you used a 3-way, you used a Zoom with somebody. We don't want the one-off conversions where you just get lucky and do it. We want the ones that are strategically done, fundamentally. That way, everybody on here can hear what you did and know how to duplicate it. That being said, Sarah, I'll turn it back to you and we can kick off the day.